Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, she's so well respected in the world of CPAs that now she's teaching other business leaders how to grow their business. Her incredible story just ahead.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, the cool thing about CPAs is they really get to know their clients in a very intimate way. They get to see all their books. They get to see where all the money leaks are. And so they become great advisors when it comes to how to scale your business. My next guest knows that very well. Dr. Jackie Meyer is in the studio. She's the host of the Concierge CPA Podcast. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Well, I get to see you all the time because the shows that you do in South Lake are on reruns, so I'll be sitting in my office and I'll be seeing you. And so I was like, I need to meet her in person, and so I'm glad you made the trip over.
For sure.
Let's talk a little bit about your journey. Have you always been interested in numbers?
You know, I was always interested in financial security. So growing up, I didn't have a lot of money, relied on my faith quite a bit, and I knew I needed to do something to take care of myself. My mom was a single teacher, didn't want to go that route, yeah. Although I respect them immensely. So yeah, I went down the finance path and then fell in love with tax planning, which is just so unusual, sure. Niche, but I just love magically finding those numbers for people and being a detective and magically making money for people. So
and you also have to be something of a therapist, because when somebody's growing a business and you're having to say, okay, now did you really need that expensive golf membership at the Dallas Country Club?
Yes, you see a lot of mismanagement of cash flow with people that are making millions of dollars. And so you do have to step in as therapist, counselor, coach. There's all these roles that you play, and it's quite the blessing. I actually wanted to be a counselor growing up, but I knew the business world was going to keep me sound and safe, right? And so I feel like my life has kind of come full circle at this point where I can be a counselor and coach and help others in that way.
I love it. We're going to pull up your website, and as we scroll down your website, I know for the last few years you've been really kind of focused on financial advisors and other accountants, but now you're branching into pretty much any industry could benefit from your knowledge.
For sure.
Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I've trademarked over the years the ROI method of value pricing, which a lot of white-collar professionals can utilize to value price up front if they bring value to the table for their clients. And so that reaches far beyond tax advisory, where I started, reaches far beyond, selling my CPA firm a couple years ago, starting a tax advisory software. And I want other people to learn about it and be able to utilize it because it's win-win for clients.
Sure, and you get to interview a lot of your clients on your show. I've been watching many of your broadcasts. I found a recent one. Let's go ahead and roll a clip from that.
This episode of the Concierge CPA is sponsored by Business Benefits Consultants. David Padell, the CEO and founder, is very close to us at Tax Fund IQ and the Jackie Meyer group of organizations. When I had my own CPA firm, he guided us through so many questions and concerns and issues that we had as we were exposing our clients to defined benefit plans, which are like defined contribution plans on crack. So if you want a 401k, but you want to be able to put hundreds of thousands of dollars into it for a high net worth taxpayer, a defined benefit plan is the way to go, and it's really, really tax beneficial. So reach out to David and his team at Business Benefits Consultants today.
Welcome to the Concierge CPA. I'm Jackie Meyer, founder of the Concierge Accountant Program and Tax Plan IQ software. This is a podcast for accounting firm owners and influencers who are pursuing world-class service. We discuss their path to excellence, their daily habits, and what influences them and their work. We believe that every person has a unique message that can positively impact the world. Stick around till the end of the show. We'll reveal how you can be our next guest. Let's go, y'all.
Welcome to the Concierge CPA. I'm Jackie Meyer, the Concierge CPA, and I have Naomi Granger with me as our special guest today. She has got a lot going on, and I'm excited to get to know her. She was referred to me from a dear friend, and let's just get right into it. So, Naomi, welcome. Thank you for being here. You're the founder of, let me not butcher the name, the National Association of Cannabis Accounting and Tax Professionals. You're a CPA. Okay, yes, I got it. All right. You're a CPA turned, advocate in this area. You're an educator. You have training programs going on. So tell everybody a bit about you and welcome.
Yeah, thank you so much. So happy to be here. Yes, my background is accounting. I've been an accountant and a CPA for the last 18 years. I've worked with public accounting firms. I've worked with 3 of the 4. So I've been at PwC, Deloitte, and Ernst & Young.
Oh, you
so I
poor thing.
Yes, I definitely earned my stripes. I've also worked in corporate accounting. And then I decided that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I did not want to be in anybody's office or cubicle, and decided to figure out how can I do things on my own. So originally, I had no concept of being a remote accountant. So I thought I needed to just learn a new skill set. So I went out and I learned how to build websites and do different things like that. And then I started getting some online training and education programs out there about remote accounting practices. So I dove straight in and I was like, I don't have to learn a new skill set. I can do accounting in my sleep.
Yeah.
And as I was doing that training, I learned that you need to really find a niche and become an expert in a niche in order to really scale your accounting practice.
For sure.
And that's where I landed on cannabis accounting back in 2017.
Okay. And what landed you there in particular? Did you have a couple of clients like that and you're like, you know what? I see this is going to be a big industry. This is a lot of fun. What were your thoughts there?
No, yeah. So a couple of people were discussing the cannabis industry. And then I was in the state of Nevada at that time, and we had just passed our adult use regulations. They passed them in 2016, and they started legal sales in 2017. So it was brand new in Nevada. And then California was in the process of passing their adult use regulations in 2018. And so I was seeing the trend, and back then there were only 8 states in the entire country that had adult use regulations. Now we have upwards of 24 states.
Wow.
So it's just grown so much over that time, but I could see the trajectory. I could see where it was going. And so then I realized as I started working with clients, I started networking and finding mentors and getting my own education and training. And then as I started working with clients, I realized how underserved they were. And then I also realized that there was a huge need for more education and training in this industry, because as a CPA, your client just expects for you to just automatically know everything. Mm-hmm. And I found that, oh my gosh, I felt, at first I felt like a fraud. I felt like an imposter, like surely I should know this stuff. But then I realized, you know what? Nobody knows this stuff.
Right.
This industry is brand new. The rules are still being written. The regulators don't know. The IRS doesn't know. Attorneys don't know. So why am I beating myself up? And then that's when I found that there was a need to provide that education and training to other accountants, because they probably feel the same as I do.
That was so fascinating. And I got to tell you, Dr. Jackie, I was going to just use a 2-minute clip. And it was too interesting. And then I said, well, we'll let it go to 3 minutes. And then now it was 5 minutes. But
wow.
It is, you do a great job. I want to praise you as a fellow broadcaster. You do a great job letting your guests talk. I see a lot of hosts who love to hear themselves talk.
Yes, I noticed that too.
So good job. And you're also a woman of faith, and you just got your doctorate in biblical leadership. Tell us about that.
Yes, from Regent University, which I highly praise.
Nice.
I'm a member of C12. I don't know if you're familiar with that group. It's Christian business leaders that meet once a month here in Dallas-Fort Worth.
Nice.
And they gave a lovely, 25% discount to join their doctorate program. I was the only person there that was doing it for fun.
Wow.
Everyone else was like, oh, I need this for my HR position or whatever. And I'm like, I'm just having a lot of fun.
That's so cool. And you're an author. So tell us about the book you're working on.
Yeah, so my final project was a book. And so I've got 63,000 words. It's called The Balance Sheet of Life, and I put a little humor in it. I think I might call it Redefining the BS for Entrepreneurs.
Love it.
But there's 10 asset categories that I go over in regards to personal and business life for holistic success. We all think of profit, purpose, and passion as like the Western definition of success.
Yes.
But there's so much more to it. There's spirituality, there's having fun, there's people. I dive a lot into my own life. It was actually really healing to write the book.
Love it.
I suffered from major depressive disorder since childhood.
No kidding.
And I've had to overcome a lot. And I'm that A-type personality that just go, go, go. And people would never know that about me.
Wow.
But I was very transparent about that because I want to help other people get through it.
And I love it that you're vulnerable. That makes it very attractive. So many people write books saying, look at me, look at how great I am. And I think your vulnerability makes you very attractive. In the final 2 minutes, what would you like to leave the audience with?
Oh, gosh. I just feel so blessed at the moment. Life has really come full circle for me to truly help others. I've been able to help accountants. I've been speaking to accountants for years. I've probably spoken to 20,000 a year.
Wow.
But now I can expand and reach any entrepreneur and more people. And there's a lot of entrepreneurs out there. So I'm appreciative of being here. And go get my book or pre-order it once it's available.
Absolutely. Can't wait to see that and read that. We're going to end with her website, which is JackieMeyerCPA.com. The great Dr. Jackie Meyer. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you so much.
You bet. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.